Hello, welcome to the trenches of cosmology. We've got something a bit different for you today. We've got cosmology codewords. So we'll be playing the popular online game codewords, but with custom cosmology words. If you don't know what the online game codewords is, don't worry, we will explain it in due time. Some of us didn't know what it was a few hours ago as well. I'll bring everyone on kind of one by one because there's 8 of us, and I think I can only have a maximum of 6 on screen at the same time. So we'll just work through that. But I'll get all of the other cosmologists who are joining me to introduce themselves as we go. So this should bring a bunch of us on screen, including the intro. We'll get rid of that. All right, Nico, do you want to go first? You might have to unmute yourself, or I can unmute people.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Nico, and I work at Newcastle University.
Cool. I just realized there are only 6 of us, so it's fine. We can have all 6 of us on screen at the same time. Deanna, do you want to go next? Well, you probably don't need to introduce yourself, but please do so anyway.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Diana Hooper. I'm a postdoctoral researcher over at the University of Helsinki, where I study cosmology and all of the cool things happening in the universe. And I'm a regular here on HAP, so a lot of you already know me.
Awesome. And hello, Tim and Robert in the comments. Arthur, do you want to go next?
Hello, everyone. My name is Arthur. I'm a 4th-year grad student at Harvard, also studying cosmology, working on strong lensing.
Valentina, do you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Valentina Cesare. I am a research associate at the Astrophysics Observatory of Catania, where I am currently doing a HPC, so a lot of computation applied to astrophysics.
And lastly, Matthias, do you want to go?
Hi everyone, I'm Matthias. I'm a quantum cosmologist turned radio astronomer / programmer, currently based at the University of Durham.
Cool. And I am Sean Hotchkiss, based in Auckland. Cool. All right. So the way codewords works is that there is a grid, which I can actually share now, and it'll mean that most of us go off screen. So let's just get this done. So there's this grid that is about to come on your screen of words. These are all cosmology words, and you can't see all of them, but I'll solve that. I'll solve that in a second. I'll just explain the way the game works. So there's these 25 words. There are 2 spy masters who can see that some of these words have specific colors. We, the participants, and you, the viewers, don't get to see what colors each word has. Then these spy masters give a clue, which is just one word, not a word in here, but a word that's supposed to be hinting at the words in here, and a number, which is the number of words they're hinting at. So there's a red spy master and a blue spy master, and then there's some yellow words here, and then there's one bomb. And if we accidentally pick the bomb, then we'll keep playing, but in principle, that's the end of the game. So I think we decided in advance that Nico and Arthur would be the spy master. So let's say that Arthur is I think he's the red spy master. If he hints at a few words, he hints at the red words, and then what will happen is that the other cosmologists among us will try and work out what word he's hinting at. In the meantime, kind of explaining to you, the viewer, what these words mean. So if you don't know what recombination means, or redshift space distortions, or photometry, that's fine, because our job is to explain it to you. And then once the cosmologists have finished kind of discussing what they think the words might be, they probably won't have settled on, it's definitely these 2. We will write those words into the comments, and then you can vote with thumbs up or thumbs down as the viewer which one we actually end up clicking. So in normal codewords, you have 2 teams, the red team and the blue team. But today we'll just have the red spy master and the blue spy master, and the rest of us trying to get it right and trying not to get the bomb. So if any of the other cosmologists want to quickly jump in, they think I haven't explained anything well, please do. Otherwise, I guess the first team to go is red, who was Arthur. So yep. Arthur, do you want to have a quick think and come up with the clue? And while you're doing that, the rest of us can have a chat. Is that a good plan, Arthur?
Right. So I came up with a clue. I don't think any of my clues are going to be very good, but yes, I did have a clue in mind. So
okay, so awesome. So do you want to just type
Sure.
it into the comments.
Okay, should I put it in the private HAPS comments?
No, I think make it the public one, and
Right.
then the number of words. So write your clue
Oh,
and a number. Yeah, you can't see the right column. Good point, Deanna.
So this,
Let's see if I can fix it.
Can I just say that this is extremely hard to play now when I think about it as a spy master, because you can't just say light, because it's basically applicable to anything in
Right.
the board or particle.
Maybe, sorry, just to solve one problem at a time. Maybe while we're discussing, we just have no one on the screen, because then I think we can see it in full screen. We can see all the words. So you don't need to see my face. As everyone was pointing out, I have a bad haircut anyway. So, so large scale structure, LSS2. I accidentally saw the colors, so I'm not meant to be discussing now. So it's basically Valentina, Deanna, and Matthias. You are now in charge, and you're trying to work out what Arthur
This
was
suddenly
hinting
sounds like a lot of responsibility. Like coming into this game, like, yeah, this is fun. Suddenly it's three of us deciding words, and that suddenly seems very scary.
at. I've actually completely forgotten what I saw as well, so I'll participate with you.
That's cool. So for me, large scale structure is when we think about the overall distribution of matter in the universe, right? And on small scales, we have things like individual galaxies. And then as you zoom out, you have the large scale structure where you have this whole cosmic web of entwined galaxies and so on. So I guess if we're going for large scale structure, then it's anything related to this overall structure.
Yes.
With that in mind, I think the word filaments actually works quite well here. So both the words filaments and voids come out to me, because we have this cosmic web organized with the filaments and with the voids in between.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's some words here that I think would be, in the absence of voids and filaments, I would be thinking large scale structure means this, like redshift space distortions is a measurement you make of the large scale structure. The fact that you think things are the wrong distance away from us because of the Doppler shift of their motion inside their galaxy. And Lyman alpha Forest might be one as well, but voids and filaments is just too much actual. It is large scale structure. Yeah, Paul, that's a good point as well. I mean, cosmological principle. This is the thing with codewords, is that one has to find the best matches, not just matches. Because I agree, cosmological principle could apply to large scale structure as well. I mean, cosmological principle could apply to literally anything within cosmology, I guess, is the problem here. Matthias and Valentina, do you have thoughts?
These are the three words I was thinking about. So, yes, redshift space distortions for sure, and yes, filaments.
Clustering it would be on the same level as redshift space distortions for me, as in
where
photometry even.
Clustering is in the lower right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we're talking there, I mean, we also have strong lensing, but then I would classify strong lensing as a bit smaller scale, because it's more on the individual galaxy level.
I love how this happens when discussing with cosmologists, that we just casually throw out that it's just a small scale. It's only of the scale of an individual galaxy.
Yeah, we don't care about individual galaxies. It's too small for us.
Yes.
Yeah, so I can see arguments for a lot of words, like Lyman alpha, redshift space distortions, but for me, voids and filaments are just too obvious.
Yeah. So to unpack for the audience what a void and a filament is, Deanna did that briefly. The void is supposed to be the region that is absent of most matter, so a void region, an empty region, and then the filaments are these kind of one-dimensional strings that kind of connect the various galaxies. Actually, I've got an image I can show. Here you see the blue lines are the kind of filaments connecting the various overdense regions, and then the bright orange thing is the gas, and then the completely empty regions, the blackish regions, are the voids. So large scale structure would then be kind of like looking at this image on the scale we're kind of showing it, rather than looking at the isolated galaxies. Now I have to work out how to get back to the screen sharing, which shouldn't be too hard. Tim, is a black hole a void Or I guess it's more of a vacuum. Yeah, well, the black hole would be the anti-void here. It's where there's so much matter that it's formed a black hole. But it might kind of appear a bit like a void because it wouldn't be emitting light, except that the stuff around it would be emitting light. And to go back to Deanna's point from earlier, a black hole here would be definitely not large-scale structure. It would be small-scale structure because, you know, gigantic black holes to a cosmologist are small. All right. Shall we type in voids and filaments? And do we want to type in another word, or are we confident that does anyone viewing want us to have more than just voids and filaments in the speculation box?
Oh, well, Valentina was going for wedge space distortions, right?
Cool. Yeah. So let's put them in.
Yeah,
Then.
but actually also voids fits very well. So it's
This is where you, the viewers, now take over.
It could certainly be.
You, the viewer, now take over, and thumbs up which ones you think should be clicked on. We will click on 2 of them, and 2 of them are probably red, or we're just completely off, and Arthur is like, what the hell, you guys? I meant something completely different. So please do, react to the comments I just typed in with thumbs ups and such. So we have 1 thumb up from someone. From Paul
can we
Anton.
vote as well? Do we add our own likes and comments as well here if we want a specific one?
Why not? We're viewers as well as participants. Maybe we should do a countdown. Even 30 seconds feels like it might be too long, but we could do the default HEPS 30-second one. Looks like people are pretty confident on filaments and voids. I'll give you 10 seconds before to just mass spam vote to register space distortions before we instruct to click on. Wow, we have a double word, Nico says. That's not great. What's the double word?
I think you have nucleosynthesis twice, right?
Oh no. Are they different colors? I mean, Arthur and Nico, are they different colors? Because that is a bit of a disaster if they are.
Yeah. That is it's fine.
We'll deal with that when it becomes a problem. All right, voids and filaments. Now because we're using custom words, we actually are using this for the first time, and we have to work out how to actually click on the words. If I just click, oh, okay, voids, filaments. I've clicked. Now what do I do? Maybe double click. Oh, there we go. Is that the right?
It changed color as you were clicking, so it cycled through red and blue. So I guess you need to select them in the right color. So currently we're red, so I would select them in red.
But there must be like
there should be a submit button somewhere.
Yeah. Or maybe you just play to the end and then.
Or also, I could just tell you.
Yeah. Did we get it right? That's what I wanted to do. Actually, no. I think I know what I can do. Hold on. There is a player link. Gosh, I hope I'm not about to put. I'm just going to put Deanna on full screen for a second, so that I don't accidentally reveal the answers on the full screen. Cool. Sorry, Deanna. I'm putting you in the hot spot.
No, this is like a typical physics seminar where we spend 15 minutes trying to figure out how the projector works. This is your real introduction to science, us battling with trying to figure out technology.
Do we have the dongle? So much users.
Yeah, it's like, who has the right connector? And then you see people come up with like a big bag of connectors just in case.
No,
we could have put other people on screen as well, right?
Oh yeah, sure. I just was panicking and wanted to do one thing. I think that this is fine. So just tell us, Arthur, whether we're right or wrong, whether they're red or blue.
All right. So actually, voids was red. Voids was red, and filaments was blue.
Oh no. Okay.
So I apologize for my unclear.
No worries. I'll bring that back up on screen, full screen then. Move to instant full screen. Okay. So I've gone blurry. I can fix it in a second. So filaments was blue. Is
Yes.
that right? Okay.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So just to explain to everyone else, yes, James, we can explain string theory while we wait. We might have been waiting long enough to even pull that off. So what's happened here is that it turns out that filaments, which we all thought was large-scale structure, was actually one of the blue words. And yeah, and Arthur, you were red team, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and voids was red. So hopefully he meant voids and we got voids right, but he meant something else other than filaments. Perhaps redshift space distortions, and we should all have listened to Valentina, or perhaps something else, and we should all
Also,
be more imaginative.
or
And
also the one you suggested, also clustering.
yeah, clustering as well. So this is kind of the trap in codewords, is that the spy masters also have to think about, have I said a word that people will think is one of the words that I don't want them to think it is? So it's very difficult being the spy master, because you have to lead us to the right words without accidentally leading us to the wrong words. So on that note, Nico, are you ready to lead us to the right words and not to the wrong words?
I don't know. It is so hard with science, because really in physics everything is connected. Either it's particle, light, or so if you say the wrong word, and it's. I will
I've gone
try.
blurry again.
Sorry, yeah. I'm going to try.
If I go blurry one more time, what I'll do is get someone else to share the screen. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately.
No.
It's unfortunate that I go blurry, but
I think it's fine now, right? It doesn't.
well, I
seem
just
blurry.
refreshed it, so it might
Yeah.
go blurry any minute.
Okay, so I don't know. I will try with astronomy too.
Astronomy. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
I feel like almost every word fits astronomy.
Cosmology 25.
No, it is so hard. We should have tested this before going live, because it is very challenging.
I think the challenging part is fun as well. There's definitely one word there that I think astronomy fits extremely well with. Thanks, Deanna, for writing that in. Because it's a phrase, one would normally say this word astronomy, and I think, yes, we're right to think, there is such a thing as neutrino astronomy, background is important in astronomy, blah blah blah. But if I was to say a phrase, blah 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 astronomy, one of these words definitely jumps out to me. And I'm not saying that word because I'm hoping that someone else will also be thinking that word.
I mean, based on your description, I do come to mind, right? Because the typical one that I think is where you're going is multi-messenger astronomy,
Yes,
because
yes.
that's the phrase. But pretty much every gravitational wave paper will now start with, we've entered the era of gravitational wave astronomy.
I see. Okay. I don't read enough gravitational wave papers to have noticed that, but nothing else is leaping out at me as more astronomy than anything else, because everything else is also astronomy. Maybe photometry.
Photometry, yeah, photometry. You also so maybe we should explain what photometry is. Anyone want to explain that? I'm always bad at explaining that. That's why I was opening it up to someone else.
I can try, and then maybe Matthias can come in. But basically, you can, if you are observing the light, you could do it in several different ways. One is photometric, one is spectroscopic. Spectroscopic way is basically obtaining the spectra of your object, whereas photometry, you are measuring the amount of light. So I think when I talked to Matthias, what did you say? Like, basically one is you measuring the frequency, right? How did you say? You said it really nicely, and then I forgot. Can you step in?
No, I think it was that. So with photometry, you mentioned you measure the flux, so the inflow of photons on your detector, and with what was the other spectroscopic? You mentioned whether it is an absorption spectra or an emission spectra, whichever, I guess. So you measure the color of the frequency of the individual photons.
Yeah, exactly. And one is like either one is fine. Basically, with spectroscopy, you get more precise results. especially when I'm talking in terms of cosmology and, for example, determining the distance to some object. So you can measure the Doppler effect, right, from the spectra, and then you can determine how far away it is from us. Whereas in photometry, is not so precise because of a lot of astrophysical nasties, but again, it's much cheaper than spectroscopy. So you can do a large surveys, like a lot of sky you can cover just by photometric surveys. So maybe Sean, you can step in. I mean, I know you're a theorist, so.
The one I thought that was really cool. The one piece of missing information maybe I would have given is that at the end, Nico, when you were saying that you can use it to get distance, I think you explained really well how you use it to get speed, because you're measuring the Doppler effect. So if you've got a spectroscopic line, if you know that, say, sodium emits light of a particular frequency, you know how fast a galaxy is moving away from you if you see where the sodium line, what frequency you're measuring it at, because then that's the Doppler shift. The same thing, why a siren goes wee as it goes past you. And the same with photometry, but just much less accurately, that there's particular features as a function of frequency that you see in the intensity, and that also shifts. The reason why speed gives you a distance is because of the expanding universe and the fact that the farther away something is, the faster it's moving away from you. So if you assume a cosmological model, you can convert that speed into a distance. So astronomy, are we
but isn't
are
there
we
also
ready to
isn't 21 centimeter line
yeah
important for astronomy?
So 21 centimeter line being a particular wavelength of light emitted by a particular transition in hydrogen. And so most of the visible universe is made of hydrogen. So this 21 centimeter line is really crucial to astronomy. But then again, like Lyman alpha forest is also astronomy. It's measuring the absorption.
I would argue that neither 21 or maybe 21 centimeter, because it falls into radio astronomy, but Lyman alpha I would not put as astronomy, because it just feels so far away to me. And astronomy I usually think as close by. So Lyman alpha, we're talking at redshift 6 or 7. So that's quite far away in cosmological terms, right? It's not 6 or 7, redshift 5. But that's not something we'd see locally. So to me, that
who
doesn't
are the
fit
people
with
who
astronomy.
measure that, if not astronomers?
I mean, if you go down that road, then any observational data is astronomy, right? But I would say the ones who measure the Lyman alpha people are observational cosmologists. I wouldn't call them astronomers.
I also talked about another word, but also about the background, because when you do astronomy, there are always the background sources which can affect your measure. So I was also thinking about this, but maybe it is too far from the word. Because it could be the noise, the background, the seeing, all these things that can be distinguished by the signal. So I was thinking about background, but maybe multi-messenger and the photometry are closer.
Okay, are we ready to give some suggestions? Multi-messenger, photometry, 21 centimeter in background.
Gravitational waves. Yeah, okay, let's limit
it to say 4. Multi-messenger, gravitational waves, photometry.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then background or 21 centimeter. 21 centimeter astronomy is also a phrase that feels very comfortable to me, but then we don't get background. Background's just one of those words where I also feel like it's hard to think of a word that wouldn't allow background. But then we didn't listen to Valentina last time when we didn't emphasize redshift space distortions enough, and then filaments turned out to be blue. So
actually, it's still not obvious that redshift space distortions was the right one.
No, yeah, that's true. But what we know for sure is that filaments
so
was
maybe
not right.
I was wrong.
But if the clue we've been given is astronomy 2, that means we get to choose 3 words, right? Or did I misunderstand something about the game? Because I thought the number that we were given, we could choose +1.
I mean, in our game, we can choose as many as we want, and then
No, but in the normal code words, if you're given astronomy 2, how many words can you actually select?
three.
So if we can select 3 words, maybe we put 4 words to the audience and select the top.
Yeah,
3.
we were going to put 4, but then the problem was that I'm about to
The
have written the
fourth
third one in, and which is the fourth one? Photometry or background?
But there's also,
that's
I mean,
true.
in regular code words, you can also pick. So say the spy master gives you 2 in this case. Then if you guess the 2 correctly, you can go for a third one, which in this case would be the one we missed before.
Right. I get you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in this one, seeing as we're not sort of competing against anyone, let's just click on 2, and I mean, there's no reason why I can't write 5 hints, and then it's the viewer's fault if they vote for the wrong ones. So, come on, viewers,
it's on you
all
now.
on you now. We've done our job of narrowing the 25 down to 5, and you just have to narrow 5 down to 2. Come on, what are you complaining about? Not that I can see anyone complaining. In fact, I've only seen 1 vote so far. So yeah, please do vote based on how well you think we've justified these various things. Good question, Nico. After you've voted, you can also tell us where you're from.
Just a reminder to everybody watching, we're not taking notes of who's doing this well and who's not. So just feel free to click the like button on any word that sounds right to you. We're not taking note of who's doing well. We're not going to give you a fail on any quiz. This is not a quiz. Just, have fun with us.
And also, just in case you're worried, you can vote multiple times, and I think you need to vote multiple times because at least vote twice, because we're picking 2, and if, let's say, everyone was convinced it was multi-messenger and everyone could only vote once, we could have 10 votes on multi-messenger and none on anything else. So like, just don't vote for the ones that you don't think are right, and vote for the ones you think are right. We do have 2 winners at the moment with 2 votes each. I'll give it another 10 seconds. Or if they're not going to be a vote, so I won't give it any time. Okay, so it looks like multi-messenger and gravitational waves have won. So, Nico, where we right? Blue.
Multi-messenger, yes, but not because it's a black one.
Oh no, we did the bomb.
Damn.
Game over. Well, we'll keep playing.
I was thinking, like, if you say multi-messenger, then no one's going to like choose gravitational wave. But did you say gravitational wave astronomy? Do you say it like that, or you just say or maybe you do, because multi-messenger astronomy is really what's used, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the phrase gravitational wave astronomy in so many places by now. So we hit the bomb.
So
yes,
James, which was the second one?
What
James
did I? Really, was Lyman off? Because it's really.
Hold on, no, don't tell us what the second one is, Nico. We're supposed to keep playing. Okay, but you just said 21 centimeters is the second one, so we can make that blue as well. Just to quickly address.
Do we make that? Sorry, Sean. But
no, 21
is it maybe
centimeter when you chose it is? Should I say the color?
I mean, I don't think that the color is really that important because we're not playing it in the regular way, right? So maybe we can use the colors for correct and wrong, whether we guessed correctly or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was useful for later guessing to know. I know, but if it's been to know how many are left, right? That makes sense. I do want to address James's point at some point, if it's okay. Okay, I'll do that now. Yes, James. So explaining each of the terms would be great. We were hoping that it kind of happens organically as we're going. So you joined late, but we have sort of already explained what filament, multi-messenger, and void.
No, I think James is requesting an individual stream for each one of these words.
Ah, okay. I thought scope. Is that what scopes means?
Yeah, from the previous platform we used to use, they were called scopes.
Periscope. I see.
Yeah, we can make a list of the 25 words, and between Sean and me and anyone else who wants to join, we can try to incorporate them into future streams.
Yeah, we could also, if there's any specific one, James, that you're keen on, suggest it, and then we can go for it. Cool. All right, Arthur, you've had a while to think. Are you ready to to go round 2.
Yes. So my round 2 hint is the word hot for 2.
Hot.
So I'll write it in the comments.
Okay. Hot. All right. Why do I feel like the clues you guys are giving are just like for all of cosmology every round? No, okay, that's not true. The current universe is very cold. It's very cold. There are maybe 2 words here that jump out at me, but the 2 words that jump out at me each time are bad words so far. So yes, hot Big Bang. If only Big Bang was there, Paul, that would be perfect.
I mean, Big Bang
Oh,
is
it is. It is.
Sorry,
It
I
is
missed
there,
it.
right?
The 2 I was thinking about weren't even that. But good thing you brought my attention to it, Paul. Yeah, all right. So Big Bang's one option.
And
to me,
I
obviously,
think reheating.
Reheating, yeah.
Reheating. It's even got the word in it.
I would actually go with neutrinos, because neutrinos travel almost at the speed of light. They're ridiculously fast, and we often refer to them as hot dark matter. Right? So they are a type of hot dark matter. So to me, the 2 words that jumped out to me were hot Big Bang, as Paul said, and neutrinos.
Nuclear synthesis was the other one for me, which is that it happens when the universe is very hot, but maybe that's a stretch. David, we're doing cosmology code words. So for anyone who, I mean, even the cosmologists might not know this, but David is an astronomer, so he could almost jump on the stream. I mean, if you want to, David, let us know. We can add you to the stream. But we're doing cosmology code words. So there's 2 spy masters, and in fact, this will be good for everyone else who arrived late. There's 2 spy masters, one who is team red, one who is team blue, and they pick. They can see that some of these 25 words are red and some are blue. Okay, no worries, David. And the red spy master wants to hint at words that will make us pick red words, and the blue spy master wants to give hints that will make us pick blue words. And then we, the cosmologists, are kind of digesting the hints that the spy masters have given, and then the viewers are voting on what to actually click. So at the moment, we have the red spy master has hinted hot 2, and we, the cosmologists, are floundering a little about what exactly happens when it's hot and what is hot, and that's where we're at. And then once we've narrowed it down to a few words, we'll give a chance for the viewers to vote. So Big Bang feels like a good one, because the phrase hot Big Bang is a very common phrase, kind of to distinguish from this kind of initial condition of the universe kind of Big Bang that might be in the popular imagining. Hot Big Bang is more the scientific theory that the universe was once very hot and dense, and there are consequences of that, such as nuclear synthesis and the cosmic microwave background. It's been pointed out we have nuclear synthesis twice, so I'm not sure what we do about that. Yeah. David says only 1 word there deals with astronomy. Well, there were 2 and we got them wrong, but multi-messenger was one, and I don't know what the other one was. I think Nico, I think Will's watching on Twitter, so if he joined Haps or YouTube, he should be able to see it.
Yeah, I'm about to repost a link on Twitter for that.
You mean Will Kinney?
Yeah, Will WK Cosmo is Will, and he's watching on Twitter.
I see.
Because his comment had the tweet icon next to it.
Yeah. I see that. Maybe he can. I told him to watch on YouTube. Maybe
that should be fine. Yep. He won't see the chat, but he will see.
I'm just adding a comment on Twitter with the correct link.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Thanks, David. That was the problem we had when astronomy was given as the hint. Is that it's like, okay, let's narrow it down to 25 options. All right. So hot, Big Bang. I think we're confident to shortlist. Reheating, people were saying they were confident. So just to digest what reheating is, reheating, unlike, is this idea for what might happen after cosmological inflation, and cosmological inflation would have been, it hasn't been proven or disproven. There's a lot of evidence pointing towards it, but this idea of a very rapid expansion in the early universe, an accelerated expansion that kind of homogenized everything in the universe. It took any wrinkles that there were in the densities and the space-time curvature and made it smooth. But as a process, it also cooled everything down because everything just got very, very dilute and separate. So there was a lot of energy density, but it wasn't thermal. It was just sitting there ready to be released. Then when inflation ended, the universe reheated. It got hot again when all of this energy density got spat out into new particles and such. So partially in the name and partially that the process is actually, it's making the universe hot. It must be, we're assuming it's got something to do with hot. And then, yeah, Deanna gave the neutrino as an example before we sort of started talking about other stuff. And because neutrinos in the cosmological sense are traveling extremely fast and would act like hot dark matter. And then nuclear synthesis is also something that happens when the universe is hot. Nothing else here seems hot, though. Anyone else? Valentina, Matthias, you have any other ideas or weighting you want to put towards anything that's been suggested so far?
No, I'm for Big Bang and reheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are also my first two choices.
Okay, I will put all four in, and then we can go to the voting round.
Just a comment to anybody watching on Twitter or on YouTube or on Facebook. If you want to vote, you need to be on HAPS because we're tallying all of the votes on HAPS. So if you want to join in, please join us on HAPS.
Yeah, and a reminder, did I just type eating instead of reheating? A reminder that you can vote more than once. So vote for the two that you think are the best, and I will edit eating to reheating. Oh, now I understand.
I mean, Tim has last night's chicken, so he's both eating and
eating the reheated.
Oh. I don't have enough coffee for this. I feel a lot under pressure because really, it is really not easy.
Right. We might. Oh, sorry, Nico. Carry on.
No. I'm just mumbling, waiting for the results to come in.
Okay, we have a clear winner in Big Bang, but we have a tiebreaker that we'll need to do between reheating and neutrino. Unless someone wants to vote for either in the next 5 seconds, I'll have to spend those 5 seconds working out how we will do the tiebreaker. Or we can just click on all three, perhaps. No one's going to vote for reheating or neutrino.
And I think among us, I was voting for neutrino, but I think among us there were more votes for reheating. So if we need a tiebreaker,
maybe the cosmologists get to be the tiebreakers. That's a good idea, Deanna. Yeah. So we'll go for Big Bang and reheating. Were we right, Arthur?
Yes.
Oh, what a team. Cool. No pressure, Nico, but Arthur's...
But that's the first time we've got both right.
Yes. Wait, no, we were red. That was red, wasn't it? So I'm making them blue. All of that good work immediately undone by a useless quizmaster. Okay, Nico, are you ready?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I was born ready, Sean Hodgkiss. Okay, this is really a stretch, but what was my word? Wait.
I put you on camera because you said you wanted to be on camera.
Yeah, it's just for Will Kinney. Hi, Will. Do I need to say how many words? Right, I need to say a number as well.
Yeah, if you want. Yep.
Let's do expansion and 2.
Okay. All right. Expansion and 2.
Maybe we need to talk about what kind of expansion we're talking about. Maybe somebody else wants to talk about it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you were trying to give away additional hints.
No hints because I'm not allowed to do that, right?
No. That's true. Does someone want to talk about what Nico might have meant? I mean, I feel like I've been talking a lot. I mean, I am Quizmaster and it is my stream, but Valentina, Matthias, Deanna, do you want to unpack what expansion means in this context?
And I also feel like I've been talking a lot, so maybe let's let someone else take this one.
So, according to the most quoted theory, the universe is expanding in an accelerated way, namely, so okay, is undergoing accelerated expansion in the current epoch.
Yeah, yeah. All the stuff in the universe is moving away from itself, from each other. Apart from things on again, yeah, the small scales that are gravitationally bound. So things like galaxies, tiny things like galaxies, which are gravitationally bound.
So
all right. I feel like there's one word here that if it's not this word, Nico's in a lot of trouble.
And this it is explained in the lambda cold dark matter model with dark energy.
Yeah.
So dark energy is a possible solution to the accelerated expansion of the universe.
Yep. So to dark energy, that's a good one for the short list. And as Valentina's pointed out, that's the dark energy that would be causing the universe, the expansion to accelerate. Then there's one word here that if it's not this word, if this is not one of the two words, then Nico needs to give up his spy master position. And that's Hubble constant, which is measuring the rate of expansion of the universe. If it's not Hubble constant, then...
I mean, I would also argue that, like, make an argument for cosmological principle, because the accelerated expansion we can only measure compared to us, right? It's all the galaxies that are moving away from us. And in the cosmological principle, you say that we do not have a privileged position, or and that it is actually that everything is moving away from every point in space-time.
That connection to me feels a bit less clear. I mean, dark energy and Hubble constant to me are extremely clear here. I think also one could argue that redshift is related to expansion, because redshift is also a measurement of distances which are constantly expanding. But I think...
Thanks, David. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thanks, David, for joining. I do think redshift and cosmological principle maybe have a second order connection. But to me, the two that Paul already mentioned here in the comments and that we've mentioned, Hubble constant and dark energy, are just so obvious. Yeah, probably
to me, Hubble constant is 0th order, to the point that we'll just end the stream if it's not Hubble constant. But dark energy and redshift feel equally first order to me. Redshift jumped out to me a lot more than dark energy. You guys have made a good case for dark energy to me, but redshift definitely was more about expansion, because it's literally, that's what is measuring the expansion, that things are moving away. That's why they have a redshift. So yeah, and cosmological principle, I would agree with them be, yeah, if these were a different set of 25 words, certainly relevant, but not as much as those other three, perhaps, is my thinking.
So should we put the 4 to the vote?
Yeah, are we ready? Do we want to... I can put the 4 down and we can continue making a case for each of them, but...
Yeah, I was very sure about dark energy, but redshift is also such a strong contender. I'm probably going to be wrong. If we check that none of the other words stand out, I have the problem that I keep forgetting the words that are on screen, and every time there's a clue, I need to manually go through each word and see if it fits. And yeah, I was sure we had the word inflation on the screen, and then I couldn't find it.
It's slowly changing over time. Nobody's noticing. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these other words you could make a case for, but yeah, just not as strong as those 4, I think. Paul. So redshift space distortions is also there, but redshift is there as a separate term. Redshift space distortions is actually, ironically, nothing to do with expansion, because what it is it's a distortion of the redshift caused by local motion. If something is bound to a galaxy, it's orbiting the galaxy, and therefore you measure its velocity relative to us to be slightly different. because of that motion. So it messes up the actual redshift. I obviously didn't make a good enough case for redshift. I actually think that dark energy is wrong and that it is redshift, but because dark energy is just dark energy, it happens to have an indirect consequence to expansion, but redshift literally is the measurement of the expansion of the universe. So I apologize for not making a strong enough case if it turns out to be redshift.
Yeah, but I mean, dark energy is how, we know about dark energy because of the expansion of the universe, or the acceleration.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it has a link, but redshift is the expansion.
Yeah. No, I think they both have a very strong case.
Okay, well, there's two clear winners. We have Hubble constant and dark energy. Nico, was Hubble constant one of the words? And if not, then, oh my gosh.
Can I say something? I literally did not see the word Hubble constant on
Oh no.
I swear.
So it was
Okay.
redshift and dark energy, wasn't it?
You know that I left to the kitchen to make coffee now, and when you said Hubble constant, I was like, where? And I saw it. Well, Kenny, if you're watching this, please don't hate.
So what are the words?
Brilliant. No, but it is correct. Should I say? Like, am I?
Yeah, why not?
allowed
Because
No, I don't-
it's already been an hour, so let's accelerate things a bit. So
Has it been an hour already? Oh God. Yeah, it is dark energy, and then the other one. Should I say? I mean, you guessed. No one voted, but well, redshift and dark energy, because I literally didn't see the Hubble constants.
yeah, I mean, I think if Hubble constant wasn't there, based on the wording, the arguments we did give, we would have settled on redshift and dark energy. So unfortunately, Hubble constant is there, and it's much more.
Oh
What is the
God.
parameter that measures the expansion rate of the universe? A Hubble constant.
Jesus.
Cool. All right, Arthur, are you ready for whatever round we're up to?
Let's see. The hint I was going to give, well, one of the words was Hubble constant for that, but
Okay.
let's see. Sorry, I might need a moment. Sorry.
Oh, sure, no worries.
Nico, if it makes you feel any better, I actually hadn't seen the word Hubble constant until Paul in the comments made the comment of Hubble constant is perfect for expansion. It's like, okay, so I was going for dark energy and redshift and immediately changed to Hubble constant. So you weren't the only one who didn't see the word there.
No, I really didn't see. Oh God.
I'm sure these words keep changing.
Yeah.
You can't remember several words at a time.
Okay.
But it also is very hard when you're like spy mastering. Then it's like I need to keep reminding myself which color of my team is. And I'm blue, right? Just to
we could also start some fights among cosmologists and just give the hint of controversial, and then see what we all think is the most controversial topic. That would be a good way to start fights.
Photometry is definitely controversial. I don't think it's real. I don't think it exists. Trying to find the least controversial thing there. Photometry seems like might be a good one. Yeah. Neutrinos don't exist. It's just.
I mean, you could say the Lyman alpha forest is controversial, and then like 5 of my papers don't make sense.
All right, I think I have a hint. It feels a little bit like cheating, but I can't think of anything of any good hints. So
okay.
My hint is the letter Z for 2.
The letter Z. Okay.
Well,
okay.
We've already eliminated redshift, right?
Yeah. That's.
Well, then we have redshift space distortions.
Yeah, and he knows that obviously redshift has been. So just to fill in people watching, the common letter in papers to refer to redshift. So if you're measuring redshift and it has a value of 4, then you would write Z equals 4. Z is the letter, the same way that A for acceleration is maybe more obvious. The same way for lambda for dark energy, I guess. Z for redshift.
Okay, I had never made the connection that it was A for acceleration. It was always A for scale factor. I never made that connection.
I mean,
in Newtonian physics.
High school, F equals MA.
Right, okay, thank you. I was just thinking, wait, if I just missed something very obvious, thank you.
Oh, no. No.
I mean, the scale factor is sometimes also denoted by R, right?
Yeah, in old enough textbooks, it's R for, which I think comes from radius. But I think A
I think it's
in
getting
the modern
late in the
cosmology
day
just.
and my brain is switching off.
I think A in modern meaning scale factor just comes from it's the first letter of the alphabet. That's the best I could come up with.
For the scale factor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But R and A is different. For the scale factor, one is with dimensions, right? R is with dimensions.
I mean, that depends
scale
on
factor-
what your definitions are, I guess.
Oh, I mean, you can put an emoji cat and call it a scale factor, right?
Oh,
if you define.
yeah,
But in general, R, like a capital R for scale factor, it has dimensions.
I'm going to get out my copy of Colvin Turner, which is the textbook I know has an R, and see if Nico's right.
Such a physicist thing to do. If in doubt, we bring out a textbook.
Yeah.
No, I am right, because there was a question about this recently on Twitter, and then I said, like, they are different, and then Will Kinney and even Bauman also jump in, and yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think the way it works is if the universe is curved, then R is the radius of the curvature, and if the universe is completely flat,
but
then
the universe
there's
can be
some other way
negatively
to-
curved.
Yeah, and then you can just make R like a negative distance or something.
Well, we've gone from what 10,000 viewers to 2 viewers. How did that happen?
Yeah,
So
I think
Zed,
the
I
moment
guess
the moment we
we had
pull out a
redshift space
textbook-
distortions. I guess was redshift space
Z
distortions.
also Z reminds me also Lyman alpha forest, so is an effect due to a red-shifted line.
Okay.
I
Yep.
guess the same argument applies to 21 centimeter, right?
Yes. Yes to both. So because
And I mean, as I also pointed out to Paul earlier, redshift space distortions actually doesn't have anything to do with the actual redshift. So it could actually be 21 centimeter in Lyman alpha and not redshift space distortions. So what do we want those three as the short list? I'm actually struggling a little bit with ideas for this one.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas for redshift or for Z.
Yeah, I also don't really see much that I can relate to.
Unless it's words that contain the letter Z.
Horizons.
In which case we have horizons.
Ah, he did say
That
he was
is actually
cheating, and
that's
that
a
would
good
definitely
point.
be cheating.
Yeah.
And I think there's only one that contains the word Z and not two, the letter Z.
Okay, let's go for the short list then.
So yeah, I go for alpha, 21 centimeter, and RST.
With
Honestly,
those
I
three
would
we
also
wanted to go for?
I would just put horizons on there as well,
Okay,
purely
all right.
because of the Z.
And now we get to find out how many people I scared off by pulling up a textbook. So 21 centimeter. Okay, man, horizons. Someone's got a lot of faith in Arthur's cheating ability. He did literally say that he was cheating, which actually makes me fall towards horizons a little bit.
But sorry, in what sense would picking Z for the Zs be cheating?
Because you can't
He
pick
could
a
just
letter.
literally type out horizons.
But it's not the actual word, right? I thought it was just that you're just not allowed to write the actual words that are on there, not so much.
Well, then he could write snozerhor, just write it backwards, or horizons with 2 S's.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if the clue of hot for reheating was allowed because reheating contains the word hot.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
guess-
contains heat, right?
That's true. It's not
I just want to say, I thought heat and hot are different words that are just related. So.
Yeah.
Well, one's a noun, the other's an adjective. So.
Right. So
Yeah,
21
I'm
centimeters
actually-
is the. Oh,
I'm leaning
go
more
on.
towards horizons now as well.
So 21 centimeters is a clear winner, and we'll need a tiebreaker between Lyman alpha and horizons. Are we going to go for horizons then? What are the cosmologists' tiebreakers decision?
I think horizons.
Okay. Arthur, was it 21 centimeter and horizons?
No, sorry, this didn't work out well. 21 centimeters
Just
was
last
a
November
neutral word.
voted for redshift space distortion.
Okay. I don't think I can indicate a neutral word other than with bomb, but yep. And
Okay, and then horizons was a blue word. So Nico's word.
I see.
So
I see. Which were the words that you were going for?
I was going for redshift space distortions and photometry.
Photometry. I see.
I was thinking like photometry is a way you can measure the redshift.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
photos.
Because I'm working on photometric redshifts.
Yeah.
There.
Makes sense.
Redshifts are
Yeah.
determined by
Right.
photometry, yes.
I apologize for our lack of faith in choosing horizons. We all owe you an apology.
The reason I said Z felt a little bit like cheating is because Z and redshift feel like almost the same thing, and then redshift is one of the words on the grid. So
Yeah.
that's all I meant by that.
Cool. All right, Nico, are you ready for the next round?
Okay, this is, oh my God, now it's really, I have no choice but maybe to say element 2.
Element
I will write
2.
in and write in the chat.
Can we just go for nucleosynthesis twice? Seeing as it's twice on the screen.
This is brilliant. I mean,
Yeah.
good.
Although Nico said one of them is neutral, so it
One of
doesn't
them is
actually
neutral.
have an
Okay,
impact.
but also
So-
recombination.
The recombination, right, because of the formation of hydrogen.
Jerry is here.
Hey, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
So I guess we should mention nucleosynthesis is the time in the early universe where the first elements are formed. So it's where you get the first hydrogen and helium out of basically the leftover of the Big Bang.
Yeah.
And then recombination is later on at about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, when protons and electrons can come together to form neutral hydrogen.
Yeah. So
with word
I made
elements-
this mistake before, but if nucleosynthesis is not one of the answers to element, then we have to end the stream.
I mean, you are aware you're playing with me. I always make mistakes. Oh, Jerry, you're so nice. Matthias, you're reading the chat.
So do we have
man.
any other words we want to throw in apart from nucleosynthesis and recombination, or are we super confident?
I mean, think about, like, now we have a few words left on the board, so be creative.
Recombination doesn't feel too great. Like, what's it got to do with element?
I mean, it's when you
because
form
of formation of hydrogen.
right?
Where do we have?
Let's see.
Right, if Nico can't find recombination, then we should backpedal on recombination.
Is the atom, if one is doing basic chemistry, is a proton not the element, but the proton plus the electron is the element? Because I thought the proton was also the element, but maybe I don't remember my chemistry correctly.
A proton is
I mean, we could also see
ionized hydrogen, right? That's an ion.
We could also see elements as being in the direction of elementary particles, and then we have neutrinos to consider.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving away from recombination just because Nico couldn't find it on the board.
After like staring at the board for 1 hour, can't see anything.
Right. All right. I'm going to do shortlist neutrino, nucleosynthesis, and recombination.
You shortlisting nucleosynthesis, recombination, and what's the third one?
Neutrinos. Because it's an elementary particle. I feel like based on Nico's reactions, none of these 3 words are going to be correct.
It better be nucleosynthesis.
It has to be nucleosynthesis, right?
Wrong, it's clustering.
I want to take this moment to point out that recombination in the cosmological context is possibly the worst named concept out there, because
it doesn't.
It should have been called combination. You mean?
It should be called combination, but I think it comes from atomic chemistry. There is a term recombination where if you heat a gas and then let it cool, when you heat it, the electrons get freed up, and then when you let it cool, they recombine. and they were using the mathematics of recombination when first describing this process that happens in the early universe when the universe cools enough for the electrons to bind to the protons. But in the context of cosmology, when you pick up a cosmology textbook and it says recombination, it is just so confusing. We have a three-way tie.
So maybe if anyone is watching on Twitter still, post a comment on Twitter what your answers are, and we can take those into consideration as well.
Yeah, if you post a comment on Twitter, it will show up, even
come
though you
in.
can't.
Seeing if any of our Twitter followers want to commit to an answer.
We have a nucleosynthesis in the lead, thankfully. That's good.
So maybe we can go for nucleosynthesis and wait to see if there's a tiebreaker between the other two.
Yeah. Nico, was nucleosynthesis one of the words? And please say yes.
Of course it was.
Which one? Which one is it?
Good.
Not that it matters. Is it the top right or the middle bottom left?
Actually, top. What's the side? That's the right hand side. Top right. The one above
blue.
21 centimeters is the yellow one. Neutral.
All right. Tiebreaker between neutrino and recombination. I feel like recombination, but I mean, I'm not confident about either.
I'm more confident about recombination, apart from Nico's reactions.
Oh, yeah, because she didn't know. All right. So, should we go for neutrino then?
Yeah, I would say neutrino.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, Nico, was neutrino the other one?
No.
Oh.
Was it recombination?
No.
Element.
Actually, because can I say what it was, or we continue?
Yeah. No,
so basically, my line of thought. So maybe it doesn't align with how you think. However, if 21 centimeter was like not a neutral word, then I would say hydrogen. But because I mean, Lyman alpha, the first thing you think about, at least me, is either the quasar or the hydrogen. That's my first thought. So and then because like I have only one other word left that does not fit with the others, so I was like, okay, element, like hydrogen is an element, and then Lyman alpha, because neutrino is a particle. So I mean, I don't think about that. I separate them in a way from a chemical. So yeah, it was Lyman alpha forest and nucleosynthesis. I mean, what would be your word that combined that is like applicable to both nucleosynthesis and Lyman alpha? It's hard to find.
Observations, but then we have so many others.
Observation, 21 centimeter line, photometry.
But both of those are already gone.
Yeah, but
the ones that are left in with observations would have been those two plus strong lensing.
Strong lensing
and clustering,
is observation.
I guess. Yeah, so we would have had some
clustering
ones.
So I don't think we've explained what Lyman alpha forest is for those watching. It's distant quasars, I guess, but possibly also bright enough galaxies emit light that travels to us through hydrogen, and then the hydrogen will absorb the frequencies it's able to absorb. In particular, the Lyman alpha line is a particular transition that hydrogen can go through. And so then when you see the light from those distant objects, you see troughs where the light has been absorbed at particular frequencies. And that allows you to know not so much about the actual thing that emitted the light, but about how much hydrogen there is along that line of sight between the thing and us, which is a really nice way of measuring three-dimensional densities of the universe.
I can just do a shameless plug here. Last Sunday, I actually did an entire stream about Lyman alpha. So if someone wants the longer version of that, like the 1 hour long version, check out my stream from last week.
Awesome. And that was because you had a paper on
I had a
Lyman
paper
alpha
recently where we used Lyman alpha to look for dark matter interactions, and we had some pretty interesting results. So we did a whole stream about that, me and my co-author from the paper.
And the line is at 1,216 angstroms. So
okay.
I'm impressed that you know that. I do not know that number.
It can be a bit.
I have multiple papers on Lyman alpha, and I could not have told you that number.
Okay, so I guess we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 more red words, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 more blue word. Arthur, do you want to have one more round, and then maybe that'll be it?
All right. Let's see. I guess.
And if people viewing have any ideas for how this went well or badly, feel free to write comments. Even if it's an essay, I'll read it to have a think about how to improve this. And also, obviously, you cosmologists who participated, if you want to, if you have any ideas. I think the Spy Masters might have an idea, which is never ever do this again. But I've enjoyed it.
No, I mean, this is fun. It's just hard giving good hints.
If we do it again next time, I'm happy to be Spy Master.
Okay, we should all go through the punishment.
All right, I guess I'll say electron for 2.
Electron 2.
No, this has to be recombination, right?
Yeah. You did that privately, Arthur. Hold on. Yes, definitely recombination. For those who aren't familiar, we've already said it a few times, but it's when the proton captures the electron in the early universe. Anyone got any ideas for the second one?
Neutrino, because you have electron neutrinos.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm currently thinking about tracers, but I'm not completely sure there. I don't have an argument. It just feels like we've neglected the word tracers.
Do electrons trace the...
I think I agree with neutrino one as a second option.
Yeah. Fast radio bursts use the electron density to measure the Hubble constant, but that's a real stretch. Electrons are in the background, but that's also a stretch.
At this point, also recombination.
Yeah. Recombination is another one of those. If it's not this one, then we just have to pack up and stop playing, which we're probably doing anyway. But
wait, do you see FRBs?
Like...
Did you say?
No, the connection was FRBs measure the Hubble constant with electrons. So.
I was like, is there a new word on the board that I was not aware of? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. We're only going to give you 2 options: recombination and neutrino.
And we're supposed to be choosing 2 words, right? So.
Yeah. Let's go for that. Unless one of the viewers wants to have an emergency intervention, you've got 5 seconds to just tell us how stupid we're being, because it's obviously vacuum decay. But if not, then we'll move on. Cool. Okay, Arthur, have we started to master the art of cosmology codewords?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both are correct. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we have stamina for just one last round? I thought that would take a bit longer. It's still 9:27, and we started 5 or 10 minutes late.
No, it's 11:30 for me. But yeah, let's go for one more.
You've got one word.
Oh yeah. I was not thinking. Sorry. Let's do quick thinking. Oh my god, and I'm on camera. Perfect.
You're not on camera.
You're not on screen.
I mean, you're on mic. But...
It's still like I'm online.
Thank you, Jerry, for the teamwork award. I don't know whether that's aspirational or actually. I guess we did just do well. So it's also indicative of actual teamwork rather than just we should be aspiring to more teamwork.
What can we do? I have one more word, right? So let's say bending.
Bending. Okay.
Well, that has to be curvature, right?
Or strong lensing.
Yes.
Well, so curvature is like the bending of space-time. So to me, bending and curvature go hand in hand. But yeah, strong lensing, I guess the argument there is we're bending the light.
My argument for lensing over curvature would be a grammatical one rather than a meaning. That it wasn't bentness, it was bending.
Okay, but we have to get
otherwise,
nouns,
I feel like they're
right?
both equally perfect.
So any
Matthias,
other arguments?
Valentina?
Yes,
I
those
mean,
two.
clustering can lead to either strong lensing or curvature.
Curvature was the first choice. Yeah, strong lensing, of course.
Okay, let's have a vote. Viewers, please vote. Cosmologists, you can also vote, and we'll judge the entire success on the stream on whether we get it. I feel like it's a coin toss based on which one did Nico not see.
So was it bending one?
Hey.
Yeah. Because there's only one more word left. So she either didn't see
Yeah.
curvature or she didn't see strong lensing, and then she said bending.
Or she didn't see both.
Yeah.
Hey.
Still a possibility.
Next time you play the Spy Master with words that are all connected by like light or I don't know, something.
Paul, I like Paul's argument. Strong lensing closer to the center, so it's more
Yeah.
likely that she didn't see curvature. Although she missed Hubble constant.
I totally missed the Hubble constant.
Paul's
But
obviously
you
a
know that I'm looking at
codewords
the
expert with yeah. Sorry, Nico,
So we have a tie in the comments. We need one more vote. If we don't get a tiebreaker, Sean, I think you should be the tiebreaker as you've been the game master, and then the sole responsibility of the success or failure rests with you.
Fair enough. Okay, 5 seconds before I damn myself with choosing strong lensing. If you want to vote curvature or vote strong lensing and damn yourself rather than me. Okay, well, I'm going strong lensing based on the fact that it's bending and not like bentness. So, Nico, have we survived, or was it curvature, or was it something
survived.
else?
Yes, it is strong lensing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
Because
colour
the
were you?
curvature,
Blue.
I don't know if I mean depends on what kind of other word, but I wouldn't use that word to describe it. As you correctly, it's more like a. Well, you can't say curve because it's basically the same word, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were correct in what you say, grammar.
Yeah, I mean, if bending wasn't there, it would have 100% been curvature. Sorry, if strong lensing wasn't there, it would have 100% been curvature. But
So we've revealed some of the ones that we didn't guess correctly, but in the very first round we had large-scale structure, and we only got one of them correct. Arthur, what was the other word for large-scale structure that we didn't get correct?
Clustering.
Clustering.
That makes
I can
a lot of sense.
unshare screen and then share screen with the answers, I think, if people want, just for a bit of fun.
Sure.
Was it like
colorful.
I don't know if it did. Arthur, did you answer? It was clustering, right?
It was clustering, yes.
Yeah.
So I meant it to be words and clustering, and I didn't really see filaments actually.
Yeah.
So technically, we actually lost on like round 2 when we
At
collect
least you know it's
gravitational
hidden
waves,
down. No, I mean we already lost in round 1, right? I know gravitational waves we got the bomb. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was quite fun. I feel like we might get better at how to do this cosmology thing and things, but there's an idea of how to make a fun thing here.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
And then when you choose the words, it is like we need to have a large repository of words, and not all of them are strictly cosmology, it's more astronomy. So it's going to be trickier as the time progresses, right?
But really, is there a clear-cut border between cosmology and astronomy?
Yeah, of course. I mean, somebody said if you're measuring the flux, you're an astronomer. If you're measuring omega, you're a cosmologist. And I think that was really funny.
Who am I missing? Oh, Valentina. Sorry about that, Valentina. There we go.
Yeah, I think this was good fun. I'm happy to volunteer as spy master next time.
My idea was to do something like this monthly. So if you're reading this, viewing this as a viewer now or in the future, and you like the idea, then let us know. We can try and do it monthly. Probably won't be the same 6 people, unless we all loved it. But
Could I petition to do it 30 minutes earlier? I know it's then super early for you.
No, I mean, I think if there's less like planning in advance, because we've done it before, we can do it earlier. Maybe let's have a chat like that afterwards, and we can wrap up. Yeah, we can also do other games in a Cosmo style. That's a good idea, Nico. Thanks everyone for watching. As I was saying, if you like this and have ideas for how to make it better, let us know. Even to the point of writing, like paragraph after paragraph of suggestions. I'm happy to read it. If you have other games that you think would be adaptable into the setting, we want to play a game where we can hopefully be at least slightly entertaining, but also manage to get some sort of cosmology knowledge to the audience. Thank you for watching, and see you again sometime soon.